Hello, everybody, and a very, very warm welcome from my side. I'm a patient advocate and survivor myself, and I will lead you a little through our webinar. I'm super excited about the topic because it's unfortunately left out still so often, even though it's a very, very special and important point for quality of life for each of us, not only survivors, but also all the other people out there.
When it comes to body and mind, I think they are like yin and yang. They're inseparable. So when you're not feeling good in your body, you're not feeling good in your mind, and vice versa. But when we talk about the body image, I think it's always difficult to really understand what it means, because what we usually see is just the glance in the mirror. So it's just the facade, but it's more than that. It's also how we feel inside, or what we say in a therapeutic setting. Do you occupy your body? And by thinking of what else do we occupy, the comparison of houses did come into my mind. So when we now think we are all born as houses, the facade is given by nature, whether we like it or not. So it might be that you're born more as a modern version, or a little tiny hut with a big roof and tiny little windows, or a more simplistic version, or if you're lucky, you're born as a castle. Perceiving oneself means I'm allowed to be, and knowing yourself and to feel also will help you that you say, I'm worthwhile to take care of myself because I'm worth protecting myself. And then the new journey of discovery begins. For all other needs that we have, like hunger, activities, thirst, we don't just ask, what do you want? We just want, what do you want? What do you desire to drink, eat, or do? So why don't we do it with sexuality? It's just exactly the same. It's like hunger, thirst, or physical activities and others. So why should it be different? It is not just a status that we have. It is something, a sex drive has a certain hormonal background, but the trigger is what counts, similar to the food or other stimuli. So the most important questions to ask is, listen, this is the sex or sexual experience. What is the sex or sexual experience worthwhile wanting? And communication is clue. So your counterpart is not you. You are unique, as we learned today, and you have your own unique challenges, fears, and reasons. And it doesn't apply for the other one. So even the most noble reasons will not enable you to predict what the other one might think. It is not about a challenge, I know you better, right? So it might be that you like it a certain way and he doesn't, or she doesn't, and the other way around. So I think it's important also to communicate what you like or dislike. It is okay to say, listen, it is nice that you touch me that way, but I don't like it. I prefer that and that. So it's a lot of lack of communication, actually.
I've been through it very similar to what Hannah was explaining in her presentation. You know, at 23 with cervical cancer, obviously I had lots of poking and prodding and all of that in the genital area, right? Got over that because my doctor was actually similar to what Eve kind of said with their experiences, wasn't fantastic in that, okay, the cancer is gone, you're okay, you can get on with your life. But whenever I asked a question, he was a male doctor, not that this is the case with all male doctors, but it was kind of like, you're fine, just go ahead with your life, you do you. Now, I wasn't in menopause at the time because I kept my ovaries, so that was obviously helpful when it came to physical health and stuff like that. Fast forward a couple of years, I suppose then I was diagnosed with breast cancer 2 years ago, and the chemotherapy, the treatment, all of that obviously put me into the menopause, like I think Hannah was speaking about as well. Obviously then I had all the physical symptoms, but that wasn't actually discussed with me. Yes, they told me all about the chemo and everything like that. I had asked the question, you know, when they told me about treatment first, to say, can I still be sexually active? And the doctor actually laughed and said, you probably won't want to be. Now, I didn't want to be because I was so unwell, but that wasn't the point. The point was I was like what's going to be happening to me during treatment.
You can also have pleasure with just touching each other or looking each other in the eyes or something like that. And
Yes.
This is totally fine. And it's really up to you how you choose your sexuality, where you receive pleasure or where you can give pleasure. And this is really, really just your decision, and nobody else is really allowed to judge on that or tell you what's right or wrong.
It was hard, but I think the most difficult thing was for me side effects of the menopause. I remember just sitting at home, not feeling anything. Like everything is dry, like the desert. I have hot flashes. I have no sexual desire at all. I didn't know this about myself, and I was only 30, and I really thought it will stick forever. That's it. From now on, I have no sexual desire.
People with various disabilities during a theater inclusion project that I've done, and my conclusion, like an outview, maybe even my mistake, I'd say, is that like I wasn't able personally to see and feel what they also have a need to feel loved. And if you're coming from like if your cancer journey left you disabled in any sort of way, shape or form, it's really hard to fight to be recognized and loved properly, because I don't think that people, like as visual beings, might see you as a sexual person, and I believe that that's not really the case. Like everyone's in crave and deserving of love.